So welcome back, and I'm going to teach you today how to set up your criteria for your Zoom sessions. So the setup criteria, at first you're going to go, oh, really? But stay calm, work through each area and ensure that you're set up for success before starting. So I will go through it as follows. So I'll go through music first, then the slides, then the criteria and how to put it into PDF format. Then we'll go through your script, your anchoring equipment, the apps that you're signed up for, and then I'll give you a quick key sheet. So bear with me on this video. If you need to pause the video at any time and just practice and play around, then by all means go and do that, okay? So here we go. So music. Music must be in a digital format so you can just press play, okay? Ensure that the track is long enough for the session. On your client's end, the music will actually be louder than what it will be in your end. So don't be afraid to ask people if that sound level is okay. And I'll show you how to do how to get the music playing on Zoom now. So check it out. So this is my computer desktop. Okay. Now, the first thing that I want to do is I actually want to load up my file that has the audio in it. Okay, I'm just going to shrink that down. So I want to load up the file that has my audio in it. And the reason why I want this is because when I go into Zoom, I'm going to be sharing this information, but they're not going to see it. They're not going to see any of this information at all. So you preload it before you start your Zoom. And then all you need to do is press play when you get started. Okay, so make sure that your audio is in a digital format and that it's going to cover the length of the session. Okay, so I use Dream Frontiers. So now this audio is ready to go. Okay, now all I have to do is press play and then ask my client, hey, is that audio loud enough? And you just have that sitting like somewhere on the side of the screen. It's no big deal. You'll see that you have your volume here. Now my client can't actually hear that sound. They can't hear any of that. The only time they can start to hear that is if I actually go into Zoom. So if I go into Zoom now and I'll start it without a video. So I go into Zoom here. Now this one will look a little bit different to yours because this one's just a demo version, okay? So this is the Zoom session, and in order for clients to hear the music, you go share, and then you click down here to share computer audio, okay? So they will actually hear the audio that's playing from the computer, and it'll be from the computer rather than from the computer's speakers. Because when your clients are listening to the audio from the computer's speakers, it's very hollow and it lacks submersion and stuff like that. So make sure that you have the audio preloaded, and then you just click down in that left hand corner. Once you click that, it's on for the whole session. So you can just click that and have it done. Okay, so it's done. So if I go share again, sort of thing. As soon as I go share, it's confirmed, blah, blah, blah. Then I go to the stop share, share again, and it stays on. Okay, so that'll stay on because you've confirmed it. Okay, so that is how you do the music part. I'll just shrink that. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff jumping around on the screen. So that is how you do the music part. So preload your audio and make sure you have it ready, sitting there waiting to go, and then make sure you share your computer audio. I will be rehashing on this when I take you through the session of and how I do it as well, okay? So the next thing is all about your slides. So when it comes to your slides, we're talking about things like the things that are behind me sort of thing. So will you be having slides that you're going to show to your clients and your sessions and things like that. So PowerPoint is where I make my slides. Make sure you have your logo and your web page and your Facebook, like all that sort of stuff in on the slide for branding. If you look down in the corner of this slide, I have specialty hypnosis training, Palin and Palmer. So another reason why we have that is because if you get someone that really likes your work and wants to hack it and, you know, give it away to people, you're still going to get advertised and you're still going to get branded. Okay, so have your logo and your web page, your Facebook page, all that sort of stuff on there, but don't make it too busy and messy. Like, keep it really nice and uniform and looking really good. Stick with a theme and keep it simple. So for example, when I did my menopause stuff, I chose like little forget-me-not flowers that were blue, and then I made sure the background was blue as well, and that the writing was a green that matched in with the blue sort of thing. So I'll show you how to get the slides working on Zoom now. Okay, so just give me a second to upload the PowerPoint. Excuse me. So this is your, oh, hang on. So this is your PowerPoint program. Now you just make some slides, okay? If you want to know how to make some slides, then look up some of the information sessions that are in PowerPoint and make up some slides, okay? So let's choose one. Oh, this one's great. So I'll choose this file. So this is a recent online group session that I did, and it's called Finding Forgiveness. And as you can see, I've got my logo down the left-hand corner. This is the very first slide that people will see. They see that it's me and that I'm a hypnotherapist, etc. And then as you go through each slide, that tree is still there. Okay, I do not want that to move. And all you do is you just copy and paste it in there, or you can duplicate the slide sort of thing. So make sure you have like some kind of theme and branding to your slides as well, sort of thing. And then we get to the next one, and this is the branding for the next month. And the writing's very clear, the information is on there, and it's also got my logo because this is for brand awareness, okay? So if you've got slides that you're going to be showing off in your Zoom session, create them and have them ready to go. When you want to show off the slides, before you start your Zoom session, load up your PowerPoint slide, then go to slideshow, then click on the left-hand side where it says from beginning. So as soon as you click that, you're going to get up a screen that looks like this, okay? And this is what everybody is going to see. Down in the left-hand corner, you'll notice there's like some little subtle instructions sort of thing. So you can flick forwards, you can go backwards, sort of thing. You can zoom and all this sort of stuff. So have a bit of a play. This is what your clients are going to see when you start screen sharing. So you load that up and it's ready to go. Now this is your Zoom session. So you're zooming away with people and stuff like that. Okay, but now you want them to see the slideshow that's going on. How do you do that? Well, you've already preloaded your slide and you're ready to go. You go share, and then all of these screens here are all of the programs that I currently have open. So as you can see, I want them to see this particular screen. The one beside it is the original PowerPoint before I started playing the show. So don't click on that one. Click on the one that's really big and it's just sitting there loading. So I click on that and then I go share, and bada boom. Now my clients can see the slide, and I can turn around and I'm like, hi, I'm Trish Palmer. Welcome to the Find Forgiveness healing session. I'm Limestone Coast Master Hypnotherapist. How are you this evening? And everybody can talk and yak and all that sort of stuff. I'm like, so on with the show. And then I start flicking through the slides and blah, 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 about forgiveness, blah, 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 and blah, blah. Okay, so I go through all of those slides, do a bit of a pre-talk as such, and they can see everything that's going on. And that's how you do that. So you just go down to the bottom and you share the screen. But you must have that preloaded beforehand, because if you don't, nothing's going to come up. Okay? Wonderful. Now the other thing also is to have all of your criteria in PDF format, okay? So there's heaps of people that do all these wonderful, wonderful things, and then they're like, oh, well, what do I do? How do I get it across to my client and stuff like that? So just make sure you have everything in PDF format and ready to go. So I'll show you how to do that right now. So I'll just minimize that. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is get up your criteria for your session. So whether you're a hypnotherapist or a natural healer or doing meditation or whatever, you may have some CBTs that you want to give to your client. Perhaps you've got like a form that you want them to fill out before they start, or maybe you want to take them through something and you actually want to read it out whilst it's on the screen and then email it off to those people later. So you've got to convert things into PDF format. So let's just find a random file that I've got here. Aha, here we go. So, I don't know if that one will be really good. Awesome. So we'll do this one. So as you can see, this is a Word document. Okay, so I'm going to open that file now. Now, if I send this document to a client, they're going to be able to, there you go. There we go, that's the online session. So they're going to be able to edit this so they can, like, type all over it and claim it as their own and all this sort of stuff. I'm like, I don't want them to do that. I want this to be mine, and if they want to retype it, they have to put some real effort into it. So yeah, so this is one that's not in PDF format at the moment. So I actually want to send it to my client in PDF format. So all I do is I load the document that I've created. So whether it's a CBT or your package that you're selling or something like that, load the document, go up to File, then go down to the left hand side and click on Export, and then click on Create PDF. Now it's going to ask you, what do you want the file named as? So do you want to name it something different, or do you want to keep it same as the original file? I want to keep it the same as the original file. Now understand, as soon as you press save, it will keep both files, okay? So it's not going to like delete the old one or anything like that. One will just be in a Word format and one will be in a PDF format. So you get to keep both. So go that one and you give it a few minutes sort of thing, and then boom. I have a PDF now that is available to send to my clients. Now, when I'm getting onto my Zoom session, if I want to get really, really tricky, press the key F11 on your keyboard, and look at that. It now becomes part of the whole screen. Okay, so that actually looks really, really quite good. And you can scroll up and down or do whatever it is that you want, because maybe you want more, or maybe you really, really want to zoom in to a certain chapter or something like that. So that looks really good. So if I show you what this looks like in the Zoom session, so I go into my Zoom. So I go into my Zoom, and let's just say I've got a CBT I want my client to do. I'm like, hey, I've got this CBT. I'm going to email it to you, but I'll just take you through it before we get started, and I'd like you to fill it out and get it back to me by next week. So I go share. And as you can see, because I've preloaded it, I press F11 so it goes the bigger size, and I can tap on that now and I can share this with my client. So my client can now see this PDF, and I can say to them, so what I'd like you to do is I'm going to email this PDF to you, and I'd like you to give it a read and just fill in the answers and get it back to me by next week. Can you do that? And they'll be like, yeah, sure, I can do that. Really great if you want to send like a recipe book or a sign up form or an ebook, if you want to create an ebook or something like that. Absolutely fantastic. But make sure all of your criteria is in PDF format so you can email it to your client and get it underway. Okay. So I will stop sharing that. So the next part is scripts and anchoring. have your script with prompts loaded and ready to go. Okay, so I will show you what I do. Okay, so all I do is I preload my script. So let's just say I want to use Mark's script, the rainbow healing script, and all I do is I have my script ready to go. Now, when it comes to talking to my client and stuff, they can still see this screen. But if you look at your keyboard, you can then, and I can't actually show you this on the screen because it's so trippy, you can put your thumb on the Alt tab, ALT, and then you can press tab. Now, your client is only going to see the screen that you actually show them, but I can load up this screen and read from it word for word without the client seeing it, because I haven't clicked share screen. So that the client will be seeing this screen whilst I am actually seeing the other screen that has my script on it, and I can talk about it. So I can go through the script, I can yabba 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 yabba, blah blah blah, they're in trance sort of thing, and I can actually see it. Now, if you really want to go the extra mile like I do, I have 2 screens hooked up to my laptop, so I can always see the Zoom on one screen and I can see my script on the other screen. So if you really want to get trippy like that, it's just a matter of connecting up a HDMI cable to your laptop and to the other screen, and off you go. So yeah, so I preload my script so that way I can read it. But honestly, don't be afraid to just have your script on a tablet or something like that. That's fine as well. You don't have to read it from the screen. The only reason why I read it from the screen is because I can actually look at the camera then, and I can sort of see how I'm acting and then I'm expressing myself and things like that. Rather than, kind of looking down like this, I can watch my client. So preload your script with all your prompts ready to go. The other thing I also have is a Tibetan chime of compassion, and I use the Tibetan chime for anchoring sessions. So this is the chime here. It was about $80 on eBay, absolutely worth every cent. So because when you're doing hypnosis, sometimes you have to do anchoring sessions, but you can't touch your client if, say, they're in Kathmandu sort of thing and you're on the other end of a computer. So you have to get smarter when it comes to your anchoring techniques sort of thing. There's been many times where I've done the hand anchoring and I've actually asked my client to press it themselves sort of thing. Otherwise, I will actually use an anchoring tool. And when you get your anchoring tool, make sure it's something that's really nice sounding. I did one session with a lady and she used like a maraca and she went and I just went, oh no. And it really, really broke my state and it was horrible. So I use the Tibetan chime. Now, sometimes I'll do like a countdown with the Tibetan chime and I will say something like, as the chime dwindles away, you relax deeper. And I'll be like, and then other times I'll do it really fast and be like, and as you hear the chime, you relax deeper. Because I can control that. I can whack the crap out of it and make it really loud, or I can just tap it softly. And then I can just stop it with my finger at any stage. So that's how I do my anchoring. Very, very simple, and it's a really trendy piece of equipment as well. So that just sits on my bench, ready to go whenever I want to use it. Now the whiteboard. If you're using a tablet or a whiteboard app, ensure that you're familiar with it and how it works. You can use the whiteboard that is in Zoom. So I'll show you how to use that now. So in Zoom, you can actually go share and then you'll have a whiteboard sort of thing. So you can just click on that and then you go share and then you can start drawing. They're like, hey, it's a cloudy day and everybody was actually happy sort of thing. Maybe you want to do your graphs of your energy in and your energy out and stuff like that. So yeah. Now, when it comes to YouTube, this is where it can get a little bit more complex when it comes to your Zooming. I use YouTube during my Zoom sessions, and I'll show you how to do that now, but you don't have to do this, okay? The reason why I do this is because I run so many group sessions and people jump in early and stuff. It's easier to run a video where they could go, oh, it is starting soon, sort of thing. So there are a few steps to it, and you've got to have really, really good internet connection to do this as well. So I'll show you how to do this now. Okay, so you go into YouTube. And you choose a video that you want to stream, okay? So let's just say you want a starting soon video. And you can use all of these ones. So starting soon countdown. Okay, so you can use these. Just choose one that suits you, okay? And you preload this before you start your session. So you go to here. Now, when you go into your YouTube video, you don't want people to hear what that YouTube video is playing. So go up to the top of the bar, right click your mouse and click mute site. So that way, even if, because if you mute your computer, so if you mute your speakers, your clients are not going to hear the music that you're playing, okay? So you just mute that site, and then that way you can press play and it's going to go, yep, we're starting soon, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So I actually have my own that the wonderful John made up for me. And you can find lots of those starting soon videos. You'll just probably find that they have like a logo or something like that on them. Oh, I've got a lot of videos now, don't I? Okay, so this is my starting soon video that John made up for me, sort of thing. So yeah, so this one's got my web page and my like Palin and Palmer, and it just says starting soon. And I get this video up and running at the very start of the meeting. So what I actually want to do is I make sure that the site is on mute because I don't want people hearing music, sort of thing. And then you expand it out so that it is the full screen. Now, as you can see, that went to some advertised videos at the end. But if I go right hand click on my mouse, I can loop the video so that never happens. So as soon as I go replay, this video will then start to play through. And once it gets to the end, it'll start again. How easy is that? So it'll just start again. So I have that on full screen, which is like this checkery thing down in the bottom right hand corner. Oh, I'll move over. This checkery thing down the right hand corner. So I have that on full screen. And then what I do is I get up my Zoom meeting. And before I've started the meeting, this is at the very start, I load up absolutely everything. And then I start sharing just one particular screen at a time. So as you can see, I've got my starting soon one there. I click on that and it'll say this. Now you can see how it says stop sharing and stuff like that. Your clients won't see any of that. So that's just for your view, not for your clients. So that way you can stop it at any time and change it up, and you can change the sharing screen and stuff like that. Okay. So that's how you do that. Now, if, for example, you want to have more than one YouTube video preloaded, what I recommend that you do is that you right-click on your internet browser and then you open up a new window, okay? And the reason why you want to do this is because when you're flicking between scenes with the Alt-Tab button, you can pick it up much easier, and it doesn't look like you're you're going to one particular scene and then you're clicking on a tab and all this sort of stuff. So let's just say, for example, I actually want Universal pictures. Oh, that's probably going to come out wrong. Sorry, pictures of the universe. Okay, so what I do is I will load up one of these videos as well, and I will have that playing in the background. So I will have this playing when people start to go into hypnotic trance. So I'll go through my slides, and then I have one of these going, and I will actually... that one's a bit silly. That one doesn't blend properly. I don't like that one. Go away. Shoo. Let's try this one. I like ones that blend, because that's better. I like the ones that blend. So what I do is I have them all the programs and the videos loaded on their own separate pages, sort of thing. So that way I can just press Alt Tab, and then I can change the scene really quickly and really easily without the client actually seeing it. So your client wouldn't see any of this, but you will see it on your screen. And let's say, for example, I've loaded up my Zoom and people are jumping in and it's saying starting soon, starting soon, starting soon. And I'm like, yep, this is great, sort of thing. But now I want them to go straight into hypnotic trance. And I'm like, and as you close your eyes, I just want you to relax for just a few moments. And then boom, I can change that screen without anybody else noticing that I've actually changed it. And another reason why I want this screen to be going whilst people are even having their hypnosis sessions, because there are some people that sort of pull themselves out and just go, they just open one eye and like, oh yep, everyone's still going. Oh yeah, it's still going, sort of thing. So I want them to have something to look at. It's way better to look at something like this than what it is to look at that screen. Like, it really is. So it's much nicer as well. So make sure when you load up those Zoom videos that you have them all done on separate little pages of their own. And that way you can just put your thumb on the Alt button and then press Tab, and you can just flick through any screens that you want without your clients actually seeing you clicking and all that sort of stuff, okay? So you preload the video, then you loop the video by right-clicking your mouse and clicking loop, and then you play the images. So you press play on the YouTube video, and then you press the little box thing that'll make it go all full screen for you, okay? Your quick key sheet, okay? You can print off the quick key sheet, or you can have one written down. The quick key sheet will actually help you to quickly do stuff in the Zoom session without your clients knowing, okay? So there's heaps and heaps of them available. I will open it up and show you. So I've included one separately as a PDF for you to download, sort of thing, but you may not use them all, and you may just want to use like certain ones. The main ones I use is Alt Y, and that puts up a little hand in their video, and it says that they've got their hand up. It's kind of like they're asking a question. I use Alt and Tab so I can switch between the screens on my computer, and I also use Alt M. So you press Alt and then you press M, and that way you can mute and unmute everyone. Because sometimes you get people jumping, especially into group sessions, they jump in later on, and then all of a sudden they don't have their microphone muted. When you set up your Zoom, you can actually set it up so that everybody, as they sign in, they're automatically muted as well. So I'll show you I've called it the hotkey list in the PDF. So this is the list. Now this one on the left hand side is for Windows, and this one on the right hand side is for Mac, because they kind of look the same. It doesn't matter whether you're on Mac or Windows, but the actual quick keys are different. Now if you actually want to access those quick keys, you can go into settings, sort of thing. Then you go down to the left hand side and you go into accessibility, and then it'll tell you down here all of the keys and what they do in your model sort of thing, for your computer model. Okay, so very, very easy to do. Like I said, I don't use most of these. I really don't. Bring that back. Rude. I don't use most of these. Like I said, I use Alt Tab, I use Alt M, and Alt Y, and there's another one that I use, and then Alt R, and that's to start the recording of the Zoom session. Because you may want to record your Zoom sessions. So when you're recording your Zoom session, you can actually press record down the bottom, or you can press it up top. Now, if I press play and record this, it'll come up and it'll say I'm muted and I have no camera and blah, blah, blah. Now, if I press stop, that'll completely stop the recording, like it's buggered now. I can press record again, but it's only going to record from where I've pressed it from, so it's not going to tap it onto the end. So if I press record now, I can record it onto my computer, and it's saying, look, you know, you've muted, blah, blah, blah. So if I pressed record now, it's going to record it onto my computer. But if I press pause and then go, oh, fuck that up, and then I press play again, it'll tap it onto the end of where I pressed pause. So that's a really, really handy feature. But as soon as you press stop, that's it. That's the end of that particular video. And then you'll have to stick them together if you want to. So you might want to learn that feature. Honestly, I've stuffed it up so many times. So yeah, so have your quick key sheet in front of you just until you get to know everything. Mine sat on a post-it note on the top of my screen for quite a while until I got myself familiar. And that's it. That is it. So join me for the next video on how to run your Zoom session. I'll actually take you also through a Zoom session that I ran just recently so that you can see everything that I did. But otherwise from that, set up your criteria in PDF format so that you can email it to your clients. Make sure that you are familiar with your whiteboard and things like that. Before you start your Zoom sessions, you preload everything and, you know, look up your videos and stuff like that. Throw it all into your OneNote. So all you got to do is click on it or copy and paste the URL and you'll be fine. You will be absolutely awesome at what it is that you want to do. Okay? So otherwise from that, go and have some fun with it. Bye-bye.